Welcome back to Website and TV. I'm Gemma Houghton. My guest today is Steve Garfield, a videographer and video blogger, and we're going to therefore talk, unsurprisingly, about video. So, hi, Steve.
Hi, thanks for having me here.
Pleasure. Thank you for being here.
Oh, you're welcome.
So, I'm not going to ask you if video is important or popular because we know that it is.
Right.
But why should businesses be really actively implementing video into their strategy?
Well, video is popping up everywhere, and depending on where their customers are and who they want to talk to, they could use video there to attract people. And one place that is working so well right now is Facebook. Because when you go down your timeline and this video pops up, it's already playing. So it's very, interesting. Back in the day, when I first did video blogging, you had to try and get people to go to your site. Mm-hmm. And then when they got your site, you had them click to play the video. Yeah. And even on Facebook now, when you might embed a YouTube video, you have to click to play. But the beauty of Facebook Live is, as you're looking at things, the thing is playing right there. So it's totally attractive.
And it's interesting, actually, because until very recently, any conversation about video would have centered around YouTube. And that's why I've been asking you about how do you do a YouTube channel. The fact the first thing you mention is Facebook shows that just how much it's progressed in a short space of time.
It's true. And, as I think about how it has progressed, you would even want people to subscribe. And I still have people and friends who say, please subscribe, subscribe. And they're begging people to subscribe to the channel, because if you subscribe, then you get notifications that there's a new video. But with Facebook, you don't see that people begging for subscribers, because you just see it and it's there. And the other thing I like about it is the silent Facebook videos. And some brands and companies have been smart, and they realize that people are watching a good percentage of them with the sound off, like I do. If you're somewhere, out, and you don't have headphones, or you just want to scroll through, so they caption them. And some of the sites that do really short ones with news, they caption them so you can just get it, and you don't even have to turn the sound on. So there's tricks to make them work even better.
So obviously when you're using video on Facebook, you're not creating a 30-minute in-depth video content that you expect somebody to sit and look. It's more shorter, kind of attractive, snappier videos. Is that correct?
That's probably the general perception of it, but the platform isn't really telling you how long your video needs to be. So the popular ones that get shared a lot, and so people don't have a large attention span. Ones I can think of off the top of my head are these cooking ones, where they teach you in a few steps and they make it real quick and they show you how to do it. So that's really good. But you can also have really, really long Facebook videos, like they could be a half hour or an hour. And if it's engaging and interesting to the person, then it can be I actually don't know what the limit is, but I think they can be pretty long.
And what do you think is the key? Obviously, engaging depends on what your topic is and who your audience is, what's engaging to one person, what another. But in terms of producing a video, what are important aspects to have in there that will attract people in the first place and then keep them watching?
That's the great question.
Yeah. Please answer it. Tell us.
Well, there's so much that you can do to improve your videos. You want to have good sound, probably number one. But then again, I'm just talking about Facebook not needing sound, so that could be changing a little. But in general, good sound and good lighting. And you'll notice that videos that are too dark, or let's not even say the lighting part. Sound is most important, because if it's an interview like this one, people who are watching, the sound's perfect because you have all this equipment here surrounding you. So sound is probably number one. Lighting is number two. The tips for sound, even if you're using, let's say, an iPhone to capture, if I'm recording something and I'm showing people where I am, I'll hold the phone like right up to my mouth and know where the microphone is and narrate it like right into the microphone instead of like this, far away, right like that. So that's a good sound tip. Another one is on the iPhone, where you have the lightning jack to plug in your power. You can also get a lightning microphone, and one that I use is the iRig Mic HD, and you plug that directly into that. It's a digital audio connection. So your audio is going to be totally clear, because before the older mics would plug into the headphone jack and it could be scratchy. It's not digital, so a digital microphone connection will make your audio really good. And for lighting, you know, if you're inside, you might want to move towards a window and get the natural light from the window. Or if you can go outside and do it, you can do that too. And then you could also get additional lighting to hook on there and shed light on your subject.
Yeah, so it's not necessarily you know, it's not that you need to have a whole, you know, 2 vans of equipment and expert people to be able to produce some form of video.
You know, people can just start with the device they have on them. And if you are doing something that's really interesting, people are going to watch. The other thing that's happening right now is Facebook Live. So that gives you a whole nother range of engagement where if you're somewhere interesting or you're just interviewing people and you're live, the people on your timeline can jump in and comment and ask questions, and they can then become a part of the broadcast. They might say hello, and you might ask them things like, where are you all from? And I've been testing that just for fun to see what kind of engagement works. And the where are you from, people love, and they're all saying where they're from. And I'm shouting out, hey, you know, Boston, hey, Atlanta, oh, wow, Australia, hey, how are you? And then they comment. And a funny thing that Facebook does is some bots on Facebook are watching, and they'll put up a message as the live broadcast is going, and it'll say, hey, this is the most activity you've had. So they're reinforcing engagement. So that's a whole different story than making a video and putting it up there. And I think a lot of people are going to be using Facebook Live video.
Yeah, and I think the fact you use the word broadcast straight away changes it from taking a video that you just publish to actually, you know, any business, any person, any individual can actually become a broadcaster.
And businesses want engagement. So that goes back to when you put up a video and you're like, is it boring? Are people going to watch? Are they going to click like? Are they going to comment? Are they going to share?
Are they going to subscribe to my channel? This is way more than
That's what you used to want. Now, actually, on Facebook Live, you can subscribe, but all this engagement is happening in real time. And you can even ask the people who are watching, hey, can you guys share this while you're watching? And from their device, they can just click share and help you. And they want to be a part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the ultimate goal, like you say, of every brand is engagement, is people really interacting with them. If people, you know, to know that what you're saying and sharing is of interest to someone, and this is probably one of the best ways to do that. But I guess it's still fairly in its infancy in terms of brands having tried it and knowing how it works.
And so they should try it and feel free to make mistakes and just try it without microphones, lighting, anything. Just get on and share. Hey, let's give you guys a look at where we are, or how we make our thing, or what we do, and who has questions. And it's pretty simple if you don't worry about making it look like a professional broadcast. You can get there if you want to build towards that. You can, but don't think that you have to start being professional. Just so it's real easy, because you can open up Facebook and there's a little live button that they've put there. They want
they know how to get you
they want you to go live. And the other thing I've just noticed is that for people I'm following, when they go live, they put up a little box on top of my timeline, and it shows these people are live now, and you can see a little bit, and then you can click on it and it'll make it bigger. So Facebook will help you get seen.
Yeah, and like you say, it's almost making it easier for people to have a go without feeling they need all the kit, because the expectation isn't there. You know, it is just, oh, I'm here, let's show you, and nobody's expecting that you will be walking around with a film crew. So
yeah, right. And a lot of people are just watching on a handheld device, so it's so small.
Yeah, it's not on
the
surround
imperfections
sound.
aren't going to really show up as big as if you're on a big 4K HD TV. Yeah.
And then, you know, talking about Facebook, there's obviously, you know, they've invested a lot in that. The fact that the live button is one of the first things you see shows how they think they really think it's the way forward. And there's other platforms as well. I mean, there's a lot of talk at the moment about Snapchat, and that's really growing. And a lot of Snapchat is based around videos as well, and that's how people are using it. So what about the other platforms, such as, you know, Twitter and with Periscope and Snapchat? Are they also, you know, where you should be taking your video content?
I mean, you can experiment with it all and find out where your people are.
Yeah.
You know, so it seems like, so I was a lot on Twitter and having a lot of engagement, but my engagement has moved over to Facebook, and that's maybe why it's on top of mind. It's just that when I put things there, I'll put the same thing on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and I get the most engagement on Facebook in discussion. And then Instagram next. And these are people who are really tied to me and we follow each other. And then Twitter, I kind of just put it there because
Yeah.
you know, I don't really want to give up on it. For live events, with a hashtag like the presidential debates that
Yeah.
recently happened, everybody's there chatting about it, so that works. But you know, it depends on where your audience is, and it might be on Snapchat, and you can just experiment with these ones and see which one, you know, gets, you know, engagement, if that's what you're looking for.
And, you know, to go back to YouTube, because all of this talk kind of is like almost like YouTube's
I didn't
has
really
been.
even, yeah. It's like a sec. I don't
Is
even
that
think
the
of
case?
put.
You know, is YouTube kind of on its way out almost?
Well, I don't think so. I mean, I hear it's like one of the top places people search for video. I do use it to search. I
Yeah.
don't think about it when I produce things, maybe as much as I used to. Although I do have a platform there and a page where I have different like playlists for things like I review tech or cars or travel or beer. So you can just go there and find that very quickly and easily.
Yeah.
And Facebook doesn't have that at all. So if I think of from my brand perspective and I want to send, let's say a company might want to have me do a travel thing, I can't really send them to Facebook because how would I even, you could search for my thing, but it's not organized. So I could send them to YouTube and say, oh, here's my travel channel. Or the other thing I do is I still have a blog, which I was started in 2000, and I've kept that up. And so the blog has categories: travel, beer, wine, food. And so under the travel channel, I will put all the content, the things I write or videos. So that's kind of the thing I own. It's not going to change. It has my way of organizing it, and I can send people to that, because the problem of relying on these third-party hosted sites, they change things around and they might add things and take away things. So I do think that brands and companies should have their own homepage that they own, you know, and organize it their own way.
So there's the balance between these kind of off-the-cuff and very engaging, very real-time videos on things like Facebook, but balancing that with, you know, actually owning this content and the long-term search, you know, having somewhere that people can go for and search and find content, because that's clearly still important. You kind of almost need to marry the two.
You do. And, you know, Facebook, a lot of people are doing this off-the-cuff kind of video, but you can also produce a video and post it to Facebook and have it be a nice professionally done video.
Yeah, it's not all the live broadcasts.
Yeah, it can be anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
So video, where's it going next then? The latest craze is live videos. What's even the next step?
It is crazy because it's Facebook Live, and as Facebook is promoting it, more people are trying it. And on my timeline, it's like, this person's live now. They want you to watch it now before it's over. Watch this live, watch that live, and it's too much.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be able to watch everybody who's going live. Because live makes it easy. All I have to do is push that live button.
Yeah, so you got everybody and anybody just...
So everybody's doing it because Facebook is promoting it as this is the thing. So I actually don't know what the next thing is going to be, but I think one of these services is going to say, hey, this is the next thing. And people will run to it and experiment with it. You hear virtual reality, where you put the phone in a thing and you look around. That's a lot people are talking about, but the thing that isn't talked about as much as virtual reality is augmented reality.
Yeah.
And what that is you're not enclosed in your headset. You have some kind of headset or glasses on, and you can still see the world, but the world is augmented, where additional content is added to the environment you're looking at. Like the Pokemon.
Yeah.
When you're like walking around, you can still see the world, but the augmented reality part of it is the little
Comes into
Pokemon
that
things you
world,
catch.
yeah.
So that, I think, might be the next thing before VR, because you know you're not closed in, and that's really expensive.
Yeah.
And with the augmented reality, you can just use your device that you have.
Great.
Yeah.
A lot of exciting things to experiment with.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you for talking to us
All right.
today,
Thank
Steve.
you.
Thanks.